Greetings everyone, welcome back to Blade Bias. It is finally time to give you that long teased update video and follow-up video on my new Kraken Trainer. What I have affectionately dubbed the Bally Awards Kraken Trainer. Because you know the Bally Awards kind of had like a silver, gold, and black theme going on. Now I've got a silver and gold Balla song. It's pretty cool, I thought it was cool. But I talked a lot about consistency, and that was kind of a build-up into this video. Because while the Kraken Trainer isn't just all consistency to me, I did feel that I needed to do an apology letter of sorts to the Kraken Trainer. Because the last time that I checked it out on Blade Bias, I was a bit indifferent to it. It came at a time where I was looking to expand my collection in far more interesting ways. And it was something that kind of flew past my radar as something interesting to flip. I didn't really enjoy flipping it. It was really boring to me, and I let that show in my video that I made on it, and the tier list that Brandon and I did a few months ago. Which, I'm not going to apologize for that, those were my opinions at the time, but now that I've gotten a second chance to flip a Kraken Trainer, I have to say that my opinions on it have changed quite drastically. So first of all, the Kraken Trainer V3 has this new Tonto blade. It's beautiful. I really like it. I like it way more than the old blade. I thought the old blade was really ugly. I still don't really think it matches the design language of the Kraken perfectly. Something like the Bowie Kraken does for me, because you have this round blade and you have this kind of round handle design. It's really nice. Whereas both the Tonto Live blade and the Trainer blade have this sharp look to it, which kind of contrasts with, you know, like the circular kind of handles with the cutouts and everything. But that's fine. Whatever. That's okay. I've flipped ugly Balla songs before and really liked them, so I'm not going to give it too much shit for that. But what I did give it shit for was just being a pretty boring Balla song. It was a Balla song that I didn't enjoy flipping too much, and that was because I was looking for more interesting things. And nowadays, I have found more interesting things, which means that my appreciation for the Kraken Trainer has skyrocketed. This thing is not meant to be a... Actually, that's the wrong way to say it. I was going to say this thing is not meant to be a collection piece, but then I was going to get into why I love having it as a collection piece. This thing really is meant to be the only thing that you flip, and that's kind of what I was judging it as. Because if this was the only thing that you flipped, then I would think it's really boring and I would go with something else. But as part of an ensemble, I think it is amazing. I think if you add this thing to a group of a bunch of other Balla songs, that's where it really stands out. I got that new stand that I made a bonus bias on a few days ago, and ever since getting that stand, I've had 5 Balla songs consistently there that I've been switching between flipping. And those have been the Superfly, which I will do an update video on next video, the Prisma Pro, the Kraken Trainer V3, the Vault Pro, and the Slift T. And going between all of those has really just made me appreciate the Kraken Trainer. The Kraken Trainer is really well made and really consistent. It does what I want it to do without any fuss or any hassle. And while the balance of it isn't exactly the same as the Live blade, which I still would really like, I think it's close enough that I can enjoy it far more than I used to the 2.5. And so the Kraken Trainer has kind of become my main flipper lately. One of them, at least. And it has certainly broken into my top 3 favorite trainers. If you asked me my top 3 favorite trainers right now, I'd probably say something along the lines of the Prisma Pro. And then maybe something like, oh gosh, let me look at my collection. I don't even know what number 2 would be. But continuing down that list, the Kraken Trainer, I think, would be 2 or 3, because I've been really enjoying it. If I want to just practice, just stand here and flip and do things that I know that the Balla song is going to let me do, I pick the Kraken Trainer. If I want to have a little bit more fun, I pick the Prisma Pro. If I want something that's kind of similar to the Kraken Trainer, but not exactly, it carries a little bit more momentum, grab the Vault Pro. If I want a Live blade, I grab the Slift T, and it's been amazing. So, while the increase in my opinion for the Kraken Trainer isn't exactly because of the Kraken Trainer itself, it's more of the ensemble that I've been able to build for my collection, I still find it very valuable for the ability that it has to be so consistent when you want it to be. He says as he drops the balisong twice. It just does what you want, when you want, how you want, and it's built really, really well. If I had one complaint, I would say it doesn't carry enough momentum for my style, but it still carries a good amount of momentum. We're definitely not lacking any momentum on any fronts here. It's just because the end of the handles are so, the end of the handles, there's nothing here. You could go from flipping the Vault Pro to this and say, man, I miss some of that momentum. And I actually did that multiple times. It was part of the reason that I flipped back and forth so much between the Vault Pro and the Kraken. That was a decision. Which one do I like more? That was a decision that took me a while to make. And while it ultimately ended up being the Kraken Trainer, I think the fact that the Vault Pro is almost $100 cheaper and was able to keep me occupied with that question for so long speaks volumes to how much I like the Vault Pro. But that is not the point of this video. The point of this video is I like the Kraken Trainer. I like it a lot more than I once did because I now have an appreciation for something that is a little bit more boring and a little bit more consistent. Now that I have a balisong collection filled with wacky guys like the UFO, the Kuno, the Prisma Pro, stuff like that, coming back and flipping something that's standard, that people love for being standard, and that just no-nonsense flipping experience is something that I can appreciate far, far more. And it's definitely picked the Kraken Trainer up from a pretty low tier place on my list to something that genuinely is higher tier. So that's my sort of apology letter to the Kraken Trainer. I stand by what I said in the past, but my opinions have changed, much like they will continue to in the future. Shout out to Ted for selling me this. Shout out to you guys for watching this video. And if you like balisongs, come back next time when we talk about the Superfly. Or if you want to know a little bit more about Blade Show, go check my main channel right now for a little surprise. Actually, if it's not out by the time you're watching this, it will be out a few hours after this goes live. I'm still deciding when I'm going to upload it, but go check it out nonetheless. And I will see you guys in the next one because the Superfly video is going to be really fun to talk about later.